Hey class, I just want to reach out to you and show you a small project that I'm doing personally on the side with Python. Similar to you guys, I have to also continue to educate myself and learn just as well. So what we have here is we have a website that I found recently. It's a price match for Fort Smith, and as you can see, it has all of the existing prices so that you can do an ad match to Walmart. So what it is I'm not interested in all these other icons and such. I'm only interested in this small piece. The friends don't let friends pay. Can't talk. Don't let friends pay full price, and all these specific prices for the stores. If we go in and look at the source, what we see is a whole bunch of HTML that had created this specific page. But I'm only interested in this little bit of excerpt out of that full page right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a Python script that'll just extract this small piece from the whole. So let me show you the actual script that I ended up with for this particular project. Now, this is the actual script that I ended up with. What I'm doing here is I am importing a module called request, and I'm also importing Beautiful Soup, yet another module. And I told you in the past we haven't got into that, but there are specific modules online that you can download, add to your Python, and then use those accordingly. Now the problem with that, or not a problem, but the wall that you have to cross over on that is you have to actually start to learn the specific commands for each of these modules that you're going to end up using as on the script as a whole. So what I'm trying to make a point is that, okay, we are going to import these modules, and we'll go over that later on in the class, but more importantly, we're not geniuses like the guys on Scorpion, or we're not able to take a pill to make us super smart like Limitless. So we keep having to bang on these in order to get them to work. So that's where your patience and dedication is in programming, is it just continually takes time. As I said before, on this particular one, I spent 2 or 3 days, a couple hours at a time, before I finally got it to work at this point. So let's take a real quick look at the script itself and what it does. So real quickly, we'll go into this. We're importing the 2 modules. We are creating a file variable. This is going to be the test HTML that we're going to open up and we're going to write to, where you're going to identify the website, that URL I just showed you. Take that same URL with my request module, slap it into R, and then on that R, I'm going to get all the contents within into my Beautiful Soup module. And then I'm going to take that same information within. I'm going to find the specific class within that full website, which I just show you right here. And it's going to grab just this piece of the whole, make it into a string so that I can write into the actual file HTML. So let's run this bad boy and see if it actually works, which I've been testing it, so it should. Here I'm in my Python 34 folder that it should drop this test HTML in. Here it is right here. We see it. Let me get rid of that from my testing. And what I'm going to do is I am actually going to open up I'm going to create a blank HTML here so that it'll have something to write to. So hopefully now with this blank HTML, it's going to push everything in here. Now if I open this up right now, it's not going to really show anything. It's just blank, okay? So let me close this out and let's just run this bad boy. Run module just like we normally do. Okay, it's kicking off right now and it just hit, and you see now test HTML, and lo and behold, here's our information. Now this is basically just a snippet that we had from that whole, as I said before. So now that I show you, basically it did finally work. Now what I'm going to eventually do is slap this into a text file or something, and then even maybe massage the data to get rid of this other stuff that I don't really need. But for right now, I got it to this piece. Like I told you guys before, it's like putting Legos together. You get a piece of a Lego at a time. And just give you just a little idea of how long this has taken me. I did a testing for this. You see the request and beautiful deal of import, and you see the website that I was playing with. All these commented out. These are actual commands that I had to play with, and you can tell that I sit there, okay, this code works, this code works, this code does not work. And this just gives you a good idea. All this stuff takes time, guys. All this stuff takes time. Finally, I got to a point where it was something that did work. So nonetheless, just an FYI. And if you want to, I'll go ahead and put this particular script out there for you as well. Thanks.